Corporate gigs. Yes, we were on tour, trying to make that cheddar. And at one point, we were backstage getting ready for a show right after, and this guy showed up, and he was representative of a big private event that we had been booked to do. However, we were not allowed to know who it was for. That was one of the stipulations. So he comes with Cartier watches and diamond rings.
As opposed to Cardi B.
Yeah, Cartier. And all sorts. So, our eyes are glistening like, this is the coolest thing ever. Look at all these lavish gifts. Still confused about what this, this private event is. It comes to the date. We still don't know who we're performing for. We get on the private jet, head over to south of France, land, get in the stretch Hummer limo to go across the street. Go up to this villa dripping in gold. So all the details in this house were gold. The pool, not just water, filled with Evian water.
I love that. There's a lot of favourite things about this story, but my favourite thing is that the world don't know this happened.
Yeah.
Like this was happening with the Pussycat Dolls that we know. You were on tour at the time.
Yeah.
And then these little things are getting sneaked in.
Little nugget.
Little money makers.
Yeah. So then there's this woman that sort of greeted us. She's taking good care of us, showing all these swimsuits and things. Do we want a swimsuit? And I was like, no, thank you.
I'm Punk Doll.
Yeah, I'm Punk Doll. I'll take a triangle top and a mohawk. Thank you very much. And we're still so confused, asking the manager, who we're performing for. He doesn't even know. He's not allowed to know till I think however close to the beginning of this show. Ash and I, being best mates, we realized the party has started at this point. We're pretty much ready to go, but still in our sort of down clothes, not in costume yet. And we can hear helicopters overhead. There's searchlights going around. We're like, what have we got ourselves into?
You have no idea at this point where you are, what you're doing.
Well, we know
why
we're in
you're
south
there.
of France.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's about it.
But you were a minute ago. You're on tour.
Yeah, yeah.
And now you're here.
So her and I decide to go out into the party and mingle and see, who it is we're performing for. So we go out, and there are a lot of beautiful men hanging about. And we go to the bar and get a drink, and the women there were so tall, so beautiful, showing off a lot of their assets. And we could tell they weren't too happy to see us, these girls. And we were still so confused why. So then we go backstage. It's showtime now. And we find out right before we go that the person we are performing for is the son of a very well-known Dictator.
Dictator.
Yes. So we go out on stage. I'll be honest, at that point, I didn't know who that was. I didn't know who it was.
The rest of the world did, but yeah, fair enough.
I mean, this is pre, his height of fame. I don't know.
His big hits came later, apparently.
No, everyone knew the fame game. Now,
he was still working for free, doing editorials and music videos.
So his son, it wasn't the biggest party ever, but they were all so far away from the stage. But the son brings a chair and is sitting right at the front of the stage. So it felt a bit weird anyway. But we get through the show. And in the middle of the show, we have this section, Show Us What You Got. We usually bring people on stage.
PCD
and they dance
fans will remember.
Yeah, you will. Woo, woo. Show us what you got. So a lot of the Russian beautiful, amazing women decide to come up to do this section.
They showed you what they got.
Oh my God, did they show us? They showed us everything. Titties are popping out. Everything was popping out. The thing was, the song was ending, but they were not leaving the stage. So it was a real weird, how do we, lovingly
finish our show?
Time's up.
For these people that...
So they did end up getting off stage. I think we just moved to the next song and just hoped that they would get the hint as we continued as our group fearsomeness. We were told that, part of the gig was going to the after party. That was part of what we were supposed to do. The booking.
Yeah.
So go to the after party. I've never seen so much Cristal shaken and sprayed everywhere in my life. The big, huge tier of glasses where you pour it in the top and it just trickles down to all the glasses. Just like money, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And there was a point within this party. I think we're all so exhausted at this point. I'm speaking to one of the guys, and he's like, come back to my hotel room. I was like, no, mate. We haven't even conversed. I don't even know who you are. And it comes out he was in a very well-known football team. Sports team.
He was in a very well-known sports team.
They had just won a really big...
They just won a really, really big competition.
Yeah. That the whole world would have been watching. So he's making these comments, well, when will I ever see you again? I was like, well, on television. I'll watch your games. You can watch me perform. Really nice to meet you.
What did you think you were, babe?
Oh, God. So then I'm looking at this party and all these women. I can see the woman that we had met in the beginning of the night is sort of pointing to these gorgeous women and sort of pointing to the middle of the dance floor and sort of...
What do you think she was, babe?
What to do. Still at this point, it hadn't hit me. But all of us girls get into the car afterwards.
At this point, you hadn't heard a...
Yeah, we get into the car afterwards and are heading off sharing stories, and we all realize she's a madam. She was a madam. The dude, the sports person, thinks that I'm a prostitute.